because comedy is a surprise, man.
Right.
You know, with music, it's like you want to hear what you were expecting.
Right.
It's like I came to eat pizza. I want pizza.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I want this type of pizza that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
With comedy, it's like, yeah, I'm coming to eat pizza, but I don't know what pizza you're gonna give me.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've
know what I
never
mean?
thought about it like that.
Yeah, so it's like you're still looking to eat pizza, but then it's like, this is a great pizza. I never thought this pizza would come along.
Do I want veggie or do I want...
Yes, but it is still pizza.
Right.
To me, it's when you come see comedy and they give you this, you know, like Greek food, and you're like, what?
Hey, it's Tom. We're going to be doing something a little different for the next few weeks. Since the YouTube algorithm hates super long videos, I'm going to be releasing best of the episode versions of the podcast on Thursdays for a little while. They'll be 8 to 15 minutes long, and if you like it and you'll want to watch the full episode, you'll find a link at the end of this to the whole podcast episode. And of course, you can listen to the whole thing on your favorite podcast player. The List Show will be back in a little while. I picked up a new gig as one of the new hosts over at Task and Purpose. So between that and stand-up comedy, I'll have a lot of content out there across the internet for you. So thanks for watching. Now, let's hit it.
What's the most inappropriate song you've been brought up to? Like the
Wow.
DJ is like, hey, what do you want? You're like, I don't give a shit.
I think, well, it's a lot of when, you know, if you hear like any hip hop songs and and they're playing the part where they say the N word or something like that, you know, and I'm like, yeah, why are you? And because then that's the thing too, that's like the audience doesn't know.
Right.
So the audience is going to like, did he pick that song?
You ever seen Brian Regan live?
Yes.
People will yell out bits at the end of his show.
Yeah, no, which is awesome. I mean, and to me, look, once you get to that stage where you got like already like hits,
right,
if you want to call it, then I think that's great. I think that's great because people are like, hey, come, you know, like you give them the new stuff, and I'm like, hey, give them the old stuff. Especially people that a lot of people bring comedy and they're like, hey, I want you to hear him do this bit. Like they know the bit, but you never heard it, so that's why people, you know, so that's why they want like, hey, do that bit that I've been telling people about. That's really good, you know. So
I feel like as a musician and a comedian, I feel like, God, there got to be nights where Guns N' Roses is like, if I fucking play Sweet Child of Mine one more time.
That's the thing about comedy that I like, and with music, I don't know how I would approach it because, I'm always constantly writing, always trying new stuff. It's so funny because it's like, as a musician, it's so much easier just to do that, just to even get, you know, laid at the, you know, you gotta just play your songs and that's it. And be like, hey, and just be like, what's up? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like with us, it's like, you might do something, people be like, I don't know, okay,
fuck this guy.
I don't know. It's like whatever, you know. So it's like, I think maybe that's why comics do like that, because of like that star factor, you know, that you get, because we get it as comics.
Right.
I would say like, if you do a great show, you got like 10, 15 minutes of that star factor of like a musician.
You're on stage.
Yeah, you like
the spotlight is on you.
People are like, but that goes away after 50 minutes if you're not like a popular. But with rock stars, you know, that shit lingers.
Yeah,
that stays forever. You know, like especially if you're like you know, like, because also it's like the whole, you know, how some musicians are like, they're very like kind of like wounded and it's like, you know, I'm like suffering,
tortured poets,
and like all that stuff is like, which comedians, we're always like riffing and fucking around, so it doesn't.
But that's to hide us being broken.
Exactly. No, we're hiding that. But I'm talking about for like somebody, for the fans, they're gonna go more to for the wounded person. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, he's doing fine, or it's like, well, whatever. Right. You know, it's like, no. I don't need to fuck him. You know.
And I think the thing is, we get that rock star glow for the 15 or 20 minutes we're up there.
Yeah.
But at the end of a concert, the musicians sneak out the back and they get on a tour bus and they fuck off. Yeah. Where
we want to be like,
we go to the bar and sit there and start doing shots, and like, we're attainable.
Yes, so much that's another thing of like, which is funny because like,
it's like Jenna Jameson versus Jenna Hayes. Both porn stars, but Jenna Hayes you feel like you could get.
Yeah. And I think, well, it also depends too, like...
That's an old porn star reference, so...
I don't even know. I know Jenna. I don't know. But I don't know how musicians do get because they do have to play those songs all the time. Right. So to kind of get like inspired to do it, especially to play it.
Yeah.
Inspired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. And that's some comics are really good at that. Some comics are really good at doing the same bits, and they do it like doing
Like
it for
they-
the first
for the
time.
first time.
And to me, that's also a skill.
Yeah.
It's a great skill to have. And that's how we should do for every bits. But I think
You should give every audience the same.
the same thing doesn't matter what. But I do believe, for me at least, it's like with comedy, it's like constant evolving, you know. And I feel like you can't just be doing the fun part for me is also doing new bit.
Right.
Then I get inspired. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this
Yeah.
new bit, you know.
You know what I think is different and interesting about like seeing a band live,
Yeah.
and versus like listening to the record.
Yes.
Like as a guitarist, when I hear, you know, I love guitar solos that, and I think Richie Sambora said it the best, like that you can sing along to the guitar solo.
Like you're like,
Yeah, like, bow, bow,
Yeah,
bow,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody knows that's living on a prayer.
that's good.
But when you see them live and he plays it a little different,
it's
or
fun.
he it's fun.
That's cool. I
And-
love that too. I love when
Right.
I go to concerts and they give you something else that you haven't seen, which is what I try to do with my shows.
Right.
Like when you come to see me live, you might see something online or whatever, but like, or even if you saw me before, if you come see me again, it's gonna be a completely different show.
Right.
Not just material wise, but also just what happened, because I interact with the crowd, I do
Right.
things, so it's like that riffing, that
yeah.
thing, that
The
riffing,
energy, yeah.
the energy is
The
is the
improving.
improv, and
Yep.
that's what you were saying. It's like, and I love, like I went to see Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of my favorite bands, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, or like when they, I forget what was and he wasn't when John Frusciante was in there.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was still, he wasn't there, but like, and he was great, but it was very like, I remember like when I'm with my buddy, we're very clinical, like, they were just finishing the song and starting, like nothing,
Right.
and I'm like,
There's
and I'm
no
like,
interaction
there's
with
no
y'all.
interaction, like what's up, Then I went to see them last year, the new like here in LA. Now with John Frusciante, I'm like, it was a completely different vibe, man. Like you could tell they were him and Flea vibe with each other,
Yeah.
and then Anthony Kiedis was just going like saying hi LA, and it was just a different. It was so much a better concert,
Yeah.
and because of that,
Right.
of that energy that you don't, that's what you want to see in a concert.
Yeah, going back to Clapton again, it was like watching a glorified rehearsal.
Yes.
Like he came out, he said hello, and then they played. There was nothing in between. There's no riffing. There's no talking to the audience. It was just, we're gonna play.
No, this is a corporate.
Yes.
That's
oh my
like-
God, yes.
That's a corporate as a stand-up.
yes.
It's like, well, I'm here to get paid.
Right.
And to me, and especially like that's the thing. If it's a corporate, I don't mind you do that.
Right.
If Eric Clapton got hired by I don't know IBM to
Right.
do something great, but if it's a concert, you gotta give the people like.
Yeah.
I feel bad, if people pay to come see me.
Right.
Drove, park, they have to pay, the drinks at the club, hire a babysitter, and you're not gonna give them the best version of yourself.
Right.
Then, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't. And that to me, doesn't matter who you are, comedy or musician. It's like, I respect the musicians or the comedians that give the people the money's worth, and you see it.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, we all know.
Right.
Like if you felt that, everybody in the
Yeah.
whole concert felt that.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? It's just going, like you said, a rehearsal. So
Yeah.
yeah.